Hey yo, what is up, guys? It is DPX here. Welcome back to another episode of the podcast. DPX Talks for about an hour. Today is February 16th, 2021, and I am joined by the one, the only, MaloLi.
Hello, everybody. It was only about time before I graced the show with my presence.
Yeah.
And I am so excited.
Yeah, we're here to talk about, video games, some movies, some television or streaming, whatever it is now, for about an hour. So, MaloLi, he crashed a few times he crashed a few times on the first episode of this podcast, but now he's got to be in it. He gets to be in it for the whole time. So,
Yay!
yeah, so we'll just get right into this. First I'll ask you, MaloLi, how have you been?
I've been pretty depressed.
Oh, why is that?
Valentine's Day was not pleasant.
Oh. Maybe we'll get into... Actually, no. Let's get into that right now. That'll be a bit of a... We'll get into our sort of brief topics, alright? And that's going to be our first one. So, what went down on Valentine's Day?
Nothing.
Oh.
I was just alone. After, someone stole my girlfriend. It was really unfortunate. I almost cried.
Yeah.
Multiple times. I bought some chocolates, and then MaloLi Jr. ate all of them, and yeah, everything just went pretty badly.
Well, at least you and Junior are... You guys are, like, close, right? You guys are getting along?
Sure, yeah, definitely.
Alright. Excuse me, and, what about, are you getting ready for that MeCast tournament?
Oh, buddy! Of course.
Alright.
It would be my dream to win one. I dreamed since I was a child that I would win, and now I could win, and I'm so happy.
Alright, cool. So yeah, that's just a reminder. If you're watching this or listening to this, on my Twitch and my YouTube channel, twitch.tv/DPX_solo and youtube.com/user/DPX solo, whatever it is. On Saturday, not quite sure what time, not good at setting times for things like this, will be the MeCast tournament live. So hope to see you there in that chat. Okay. I guess we'll get into our sort of briefer topics. This happened about like a week or two ago, but MaloLi, did you watch the Super Bowl?
I did watch the Super Bowl. I loved it. I love bowls, and I am super.
Alright, and what'd you think of it?
I was happy. Patrick Mahomes, he got sacked a lot. And, Tom Brady, he's back.
Yeah.
Everyone thought he wouldn't be back. And then he was like, screw you haters, I'm coming back, baby.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest sports fan, but I do watch the Super Bowl every year, and it was enjoyable. I'm not like too big into like these statistics being like, so I'm not qualified to be like this sucked because this happened when this should have happened. Like I'm not qualified to do that, but
Oh, I am qualified for everything. I am qualified.
All right.
100%.
All right, reel it in, MaloLi. But I guess next up will be we'll talk a bit about so there's this one game that looks really cool. It's called Black Myth Wukong. It's like this sort of seems to be like some like action adventure game. I'm not quite sure how to describe it, but MaloLi, you've seen the trailer, right?
Of course, yes.
That game's being developed by one guy, I think.
He's me. It's me. That's pretty sick, dude.
Alright, sorry, there's just, some noise in the back. I had to pause the recording. Anyways, where were we? Right, Black Myth Wukong. Yeah, it looks really, like, fantastic, and, like, one guy is working on this, it looks like it could be, again, I don't really have many words for it. It's not supposed to come out for, like, another 2 or 3 years. I don't think it's definitely not coming out this year. I don't even know if it's supposed to come out next year. Like, MaloLi, you've seen the trailer for Black Myth Wukong. What do you think of it?
It looks really cool. I love what I'm seeing so far. It looks like it could be, like Game of the Year material. I like the Monkey Man. I'm sorry, DPX. I had to say it.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, everything looks really good. It's really impressive that one guy managed to do that.
Yeah, and that's how good the game looks now. The game's not supposed to be out for like another couple of years. And obviously, like, when a game is shown off, this is normal. This isn't like some scummy thing, alright? But obviously, when a game is shown off and then it's released, there is a difference in quality, like, the final release version, even if it's by a little bit, does not ever look as good as, like, the footage shown beforehand. So it's obviously not going to look as good. But, like, this is how good it looks now. Maybe this is how good it'll look at release, because, like, as time goes on and more footage gets dropped, it'll look better and better, if you get what I mean. Sort of.
Yeah.
So, yeah, any final thoughts on Black Myth Wukong?
I don't know, it looks pretty cool, and, it looks pretty cool. I can't wait to see, all of the gameplay and stuff, and I'm just excited to see more about it, and maybe see more of the Monkey Man,
Yeah. Alright, now moving on, to another smaller topic, we got, alright, so Google Stadia has been sort of in a bunch of shit. That thing was sort of, like, dead on arrival. Like, the idea was cool, sort of a cloud gaming service, not too often that has been done, but, like, and if there's any company that could have been able to do something like that, it was probably Google, but they haven't been able to do it, as they launched it very terribly, no exclusives. I think there's at least one, but it could just be one exclusive, like 2 years later, and I can't even name you what it is. I can't even name it. So that's telling. And there is gonna be Terraria on Stadia, and Terraria is a big game. It's on pretty much everything, so it would make sense to be on Stadia, but it got canceled because a bunch of shit going on with Stadia. But it was a very odd cancellation, and the dude who worked on Terraria here, he basically got locked out of everything, all his Google stuff. Like, he can't log into, he can't access his email, he can't access Google, he can't access YouTube, he can't access any of that stuff. And it's probably connected to Terraria's cancellation on fucking Stadia. This is crazy. So MaloLi, you looked at this, right?
What do you mean by looked at? Like, I know what happened.
You looked into this whole situation, because I kind of made a mistake by not quite doing that as much. But don't worry, guys. I looked into a lot of others here. But I do my research, guys. Just didn't hear.
He does.
Fuck. You've looked into this. Well, what are your thoughts on, like, everything that went down with Terraria's fucking weird Stadia cancellation.
I don't really know. It says it's really weird, and I guess like the fact that he got like locked out of his like resources for like I think like he said like a month.
Yeah.
And Google just didn't cooperate with him, so I mean that's really like a weird way to I don't really like I don't know, I'm just really confused. Like, why do you do that as Google? It's just like tell him, just be like, yo, homie, the game not happening. Like, don't like freaking like, I don't know. Am I like reading this wrong?
I don't know.
Or did they like?
I think you're reading it right. Like this has to be fixed. Like, feel bad for this guy. He can't access shit, and yeah, sucks. But any final thoughts? Anything else you want to say?
No, that's just kind of messed up, though.
Yeah.
If what I think is true, then that's fucked.
It is. Yeah.
Can I curse?
Yeah, you can definitely curse on here.
Oh, wonderful! I'm going to curse.
All right. Now moving on to another topic. We got a new Switch game, and by new I mean kind of a port of a Wii U game. Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury. And I don't want to touch on this one too much. Like, obviously that's why it's in the briefer topics here. But even then, it's sort of just something small. If you look back, this got some controversy. Not too much controversy. It's not like the biggest thing ever, but definitely something I wanted to talk about here. If you look back at IGN's review for Super Mario 3D World on the Wii U, they gave that game... This is like what the controversy is here. Or the backlash. I should probably say backlash, but they gave the game a 9 out of 10. In fact, no, I think they gave the game like a 9.6 out of 10, almost a 10 out of 10. But then, Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury, they gave the game a...
7. It was a 7.
Yeah, it was like a 7. Was it a 7 or was it a 7 point, like, something?
I think it was just a 7, man.
Yeah, regardless, it was a 7. It was some sort of 7, and people are mad. Obviously, that is definitely inconsistent, and, this is definitely the best way to play Super Mario 3D World, not the Wii U version. But here's the thing, that review for Super Mario 3D World on the Wii U, like, that game came out in, like, 2013, I think? That review was from 2013. Now this review is from 2021. The same person didn't review both games, I hope you know. So, obviously their opinions aren't going to be the same. And this is something, like, obviously the reviewers do very, obviously reviewers, stuff like IGN, they do stuff that don't make a whole lot of sense, but one thing you have to understand even is when, like, is sort of the reviewing process, like, I believe, like, one person plays the game, another person writes the review, or I think, no, the person who plays the game writes the review, that would make sense, and then, but the person who writes, I know the person who writes the review is not the person who narrates it. And the person who narrates it probably isn't the one who edits it and publishes it and everything. So, so it's all over the place with reviews here. So that's why this is sort of different. They do say a few things that don't, add up to what they give the score. They do say a few things, that they say something about competition and, like they say something about being competitive in the game, and they hold that against the game. The game's, I mean, yeah, if you play with multiple people, talking about 3D World, you play it with multiple people, there's obviously like a first place, second place, whatever, but it's not like a competitive game, so I don't know why you're looking at it like that. But it's just, I'm telling you, it's two different people who did these reviews, that's why the scores are different. So, MaloLi, anything you have to say about this?
Yeah, it's, I don't know, like, it seems a little weird, but, like, you can't just take things for surface level sometimes. You gotta do a little, extra research, and look into things.
Yeah.
And yeah, this seems like weird on the surface, but I think if you look into it, it kind of makes sense. Although I will say that I agree with the first review more than the second. The game definitely deserves some kind of a 9. Maybe they were also considering the fact that I don't know how they do this, but maybe they were considering the fact that the game's $60 now instead of, however
it's
much
it's
it used to
60,
be.
but there's also Bowser's Fury now, so like that,
Yeah, yeah,
it
yeah.
warrants $60. I feel. Went in depth in my review if you want to watch it, but yeah. So I think that's that
Yeah.
on that. Yeah, I like saying the word that. If I usually do this when I have a guest on here. Anything you've been playing, MaloLi?
You know, I've been playing some Super Smash Bros. I've been training a lot.
Yeah.
Getting into stuff. I've been fighting. I've just been playing a lot of Smash Bros. I'm trying to get ready. Your boy's trying to get gains. I've also been playing some Warzone. Me and the boys, me, Jen Chops, MaloLi Jr.
How is that
and
game? I mean, I've never played it, and I haven't really spoken to too many people who have. So how is that game?
I'm going to be honest. I don't know.
You said you've been playing it.
Yeah.
All right. And anything you've been watching lately?
I just finished reviewing all of the footage from last year's tournament, to see what I need to do better, and I've also been watching a lot of WandaVision and...
Nice.
Oh, thank you, Mr. DPX.
Whoa, where are you at with the series right now?
I mean, I know Slash is a little bit behind me, but I finished the first season.
You mean, what's of the first season?
Yeah, you get me.
Yeah, it's like to say like where, like, you look at the first 2 episodes, to say where it is now. What if you were to go back when those first 2 episodes drop and tell me that the direction this series took, I would have slapped you. But yeah, it's quite crazy. This was like a smaller topic I prepared, but I'm not quite sure how long we can really talk about this one. Like, it's just a cool little thing. But WandaVision right now is the #1 TV show in the world. So and I think that's good. Definitely the weekly thing, like the fact that it's coming out weekly, and also the MCU, that helps it out. And obviously also the direction it took. Like, when, like, I don't usually do this with shows, and even WandaVision's not like, I mean, it is definitely like crazy, but it's not like the best thing ever. But it's almost like I'm counting down the days till I see the next episode. Like, that's how like invested in the show I am, just because of what it's doing. So real quick, what are your thoughts on WandaVision being the #1 show in the world right now?
It's actually, I would say it's pretty awesome because it opens the door for more, episode 1, episode 2 were kind of unconventional in a way. Like, it's not the typical show.
Yeah.
That's released normally. So it's good to see that people, like, I feel like more people will feel comfortable, like, that they can do stuff like that and still get, like, decent numbers,
Mm-hmm.
Even though the viewing probably happened, well, later in the series, but it's still, like, I think it's really cool that this happened. It's an unusual style of a show, and I think it's giving more, I guess, confidence to people who want to do more unique things.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so I think that is that for the smaller topics. Now we move on to our bigger topics, and we'll kick this one right out of the way, because we didn't prepare this one. But as I woke up this morning, saw this drop out of nowhere. Finally, we're getting a traditional Nintendo Direct. We'll be live and everything. Will be about numerous games not tied to a specific game. It's not going to be a Mario Direct. It's not going to be a Pokemon Direct. It's not going to be a Smash Direct. It's not going to be a Monster Hunter Direct. It's a Nintendo Direct. It's not a Direct Mini. It's a Nintendo Direct. Not a Direct Mini Partner Showcase. A Nintendo Direct. Alright? So, it's about time. It's about time we get one of these. And we'll by the time this is up, this is soon to be outdated, because we're here to make predictions. Sorry, I just shook the thing. But we're here to make predictions here. And one interesting thing I see in the tweet is, let me pull it up. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. But alright, in the tweet, tune in on February 17th at 2 p.m. Pacific time, which is 5 p.m. Eastern time, for a Nintendo Direct live stream featuring roughly 50 minutes. Wow, okay, I didn't notice that at first. Roughly 50 minutes of information focused on available games like Super Smash Bros. Ultimate and games coming to the Nintendo Switch in the first half of 2021. So that answers one thing right there. Smash is going to be there. And I excited. Before I read that, I was like, I think it's time we see a new Smash character. And, you know, there's a slight chance it's not going to be a character. I don't know, it says the information about Smash. You're discussing a lot of information. Maybe a new update that adds a lot, but that's bullshit. They're going to... If they say new information about Smash, it's going to be a new Smash character. They might even, like... I can see them not even really... See them doing sort of what they did with Terry or Joker, where they just showed a little trailer revealing that they're in the game, but not show any gameplay. Yeah, and there's one thing I noticed, one thing I picked up with the Smash DLC characters, in terms of, like, release. Now, I looked into this. I didn't just, like, remember this. I did look into this. Look at the months. Piranha Plant was in, Piranha Plant came out in January, but, like, for people who, like... Piranha Plant was, like, also a limited time offer for free, and you got to get them early. Early was January, but, like, for everyone else it was February, so that kind of checks both months there. Joker was in the month of April. Hero was in the month of July. Yes, I do remember this. Sorry, MaloLi, if I'm boring you out here, but
It's okay.
So Hero was in July. Banjo was in September. Terry was in November. Byleth was in January, so that's kind of 2 Januaries right there. Min Min was in June. Steve was in October, and Sephiroth was in December. So if you look at that, the only months that haven't had a new Smash character in them are March, May, and August. So I think this might line up. I mean, there's a possibility if we're getting the Smash character revealed tomorrow, it's going to come out later this month. But this is, I could also see it coming out in March. You know, obviously there's stuff going on this week with my channel and the MeCast. I don't want it to come out this week. Like literally the day after the tournament, I'd be cool with. But like not any time before that, please. But
unfortunate.
Yeah, so going on with that theory, should that be true, we're getting the character in March. Don't take that for granted, though. That is just something that could just be a coincidence that every character came out like in a different month, and there's only 3 months left that didn't get a character. That's also very specific, and whatever. Before we make predictions about other games we might see, is there any any characters you predict to see? First, I'm focusing a lot on Smash because, I mean, not only is that my favorite game, obviously, but also, like, that's the one game singled out in the tweet. So, any characters you can predict to see, MaloLi?
I mean, I feel like I feel like they're gonna try to go with someone like surprising. So I don't know. I feel like Master Chief would be good here. He'd be like a little bit of a shock.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely a character. I'd say it's a third-party character in this direct. If it was like a first,
I agree.
if it was like a first party, I feel like you wouldn't save it for a direct. I feel like a first party would be like Byleth was in like a Sakurai presentation, you know. Min Min was technically in a direct mini and then ended up in a Sakurai presentation. This is like a full Nintendo Direct and the first one in a while, so like there's definitely a lot of hype behind this one. I think you put like a big character here.
But the thing is though that like E3 is happening this year, so it's like they might want to use it there as well.
That's
like,
true.
It really depends. It's like I guess maybe you use your second biggest like name. Have been working.
I can see at E3. Like if they have let's just say there's another first party character in this pass, which the more and more I think about it, I don't think there will be, but let's say there is a first party character in this pass. At E3, what they're gonna want to do is they're gonna announce the first party character, but because that's not gonna be as exciting, they're gonna announce the third party character, finish up the Fighters Pass there. But
yeah.
I don't think we're getting Master Chief though. I mean, he could happen, but him and Steve in the same pass. Like, I'm not saying Steve or Banjo is like a death note for Master Chief. But I don't think we're getting two Microsoft characters in the same pass. But
that's fair.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was just using him as an example. I don't actually like. He's gonna be the.
Nah, I get that. Also, remember that theory I said like a while back about character design? How like.
Yes, sir.
I'm still sticking by that because it has yet to be proven false. So that does sort of narrow it down. And according to many leaks, sorry, what? It seemed like I interrupted you twice.
Maybe you should explain your like rule thing. Like what you're talking about.
I did do that in a previous episode of this podcast, but to sum it up, you notice you notice the character designs for this for the first Fighters Pass. All of them except for Banjo have like a similar character design. They're all taller, more humanoid looking characters. But then you go to Fighters Pass 2, Min. Sure, she's like bent. Her knees are bent, so she doesn't seem taller, but she is a taller, more humanoid character. To Steve, who definitely is not humanoid. He's definitely a more cartoony, shorter humanoid, less humanoid character. Then we go to Sephiroth, who's a taller, more humanoid character. So next we're gonna get judging, should this theory be true, we're getting a character that is more cartoony-like, say similar to Steve or Banjo. So according to many leaks, it seems that Rayman's popular with leaks right now. I've seen, so we could get Rayman. Crash is definitely one of them. Gino's out of the question because he's a me. So it's not gonna be Gino.
What?
They wouldn't include him as a me if they're gonna have him as a character.
Plot twist.
But yeah. Anyways, we dwelled on Smash for a bit, but let's go over some games we think are gonna be there. I think it's safe to assume we're gonna see Breath of the Wild 2.
B-O-T-Y.
Or at least maybe something Zelda, because there are 4 big franchises they're having like their 35th, I think. They're getting some. No, there are a bunch, not the same anniversary, but a bunch of franchises are having like some big anniversary. We got Zelda, Metroid, Pokemon, and Sonic. Which Sonic's not Nintendo, but still a big franchise. All getting an anniversary this year. So we should be seeing something. If not Breath of the Wild 2, we should be seeing something Zelda related.
Metroid.
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 Like Metroid Prime 4, I still don't think we're going to see that game anytime soon, but we could. This has been rumored for a very long time. We could be seeing Metroid Prime Trilogy coming to the Switch. There's also been rumors of a new 2D Metroid, a la a game like Super Metroid, coming to the Switch. Maybe we could get something like that. There have been rumors of Metroid Samus Returns being ported to the Switch from the 3DS. That'd be cool. I'll be cool with that. Pokemon, we're getting new Pokemon Snap, and there have been rumors of the remakes of Diamond and Pearl. I can't quite see a whole lot else being done for Pokemon. Sonic, I'm not quite sure. I don't think they'd reveal. Sonic's not Nintendo, so I don't know if they would reveal anything big for Sonic's anniversary here, but they could. Anything you expect to see here, MaloLi?
What do you think the chances are that we see the announcement of a new Mario game? Maybe, not it coming out, but something announced.
I didn't quite think of that. Since we just got Bowser's Fury, which that isn't it's a port, but also the Bowser's Fury part. That's not even a new mode. It's a brand new game in there, but that's still kind of a new Mario game ish. So I don't know if they'd do one right away, but I could maybe see that. Yeah.
Just announcing something, not releasing it. Oh my god, guys, guess what's coming out today? Odyssey 3.
Odyssey 3. Just skip 2.
Yeah.
One thing I could see them doing actually, Nintendo Switch Online with I could see them announcing, I don't know, maybe Game Boy or N64 or Game Boy Advance. Game Boy would be kind of lame, so either GBA or N64. I could see them doing that.
Maybe also, I don't really know how popular of a game this is, but maybe Tomodachi Life gets ported over or something. I don't know.
We mentioned that I mentioned that in Chilling with the Meatcast. Would love to see that.
That'd be cool.
That's not gonna happen.
I'm gonna cry.
So, any final thoughts on the Nintendo Direct coming up? All right.
I'm excited.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Now moving on.
Are you gonna be reacting to this live?
Absolutely, yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna be there.
All right. Twitch tomorrow, everyone. All right. Moving on to our next topic. This is kind of big. CD Projekt Red. They've come under fire recently for the launch of Cyberpunk. Definitely a probably one of the if not, some people are even saying the worst launch in gaming history. And there's a lot to that. They've gotten a lot of flack for it. A lot of it's deserved. One thing I don't think anyone deserves to have happen to them is get hacked, and CD Projekt Red were hacked, big time. It's not looking good, and it wasn't good, because hackers took the source code for Cyberpunk, and I think for Witcher 3 as well, and auctioned it and sold it off on the dark web. They sold off the source code for Cyberpunk. Alright. So, and you know what happens when a game company doesn't have the source code for their game? That means they can't port the game anywhere or remaster it. If they want to bring it to another console, they're gonna have to remake it from the ground up, And even then, I think without the source code, it's a bit tricky. So this is insane. I don't think we've seen anything quite like this happen before, where company was hacked, and then hackers stole the source code and then auctioned it. That's quite crazy. I could be wrong. That could have happened before. I know games have lost their source code because it was stolen, but like auctioning it off on the dark web, like that's quite crazy. So MaloLi, you hear about this? What do you think? I'm about to say what do you guys think, but there's only one
Like
of you.
it's obviously it's really bad timing for all the people there. Anyone who like invested in the company, anyone who has like a job there. Obviously, they're already kind of like stressed out because of cyberpunk and stuff. Now they have to worry about this, and the fact that a source code was stolen. That's like kind of even. It's like a whole nother level, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a really shitty thing to do, and hopefully they catch the guys who did this, totally, even though they probably won't, I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, like, and Cyberpunk, now that the source code has been stolen and sold, like, I mean, you can get in big trouble. You could definitely get in big trouble for that, like, with the law. Like, I think that could, I might be speaking out of my ass here, but I think that could maybe even mean jail time, like, actually, like you're stealing something, but now you just sold it, and something like a source code for a game, like that's, like you see game, like, and as long as the source code for Cyberpunk is stolen, like, I'm telling you, they can't re-release this game. You may remember, like, up until very recently, Final Fantasy VIII has sort of been stuck on the PS1. That's because they lost the source code for that game, and I guess they found it or something, or I don't know, did something where and they ported it to Switch, PS4, Xbox One, all that stuff. So they'll find it. Maybe they'll have to remake this game from the ground up, or maybe they can't. And I'm not entirely sure if this also happened to Witcher 3. I do know this happened with Cyberpunk. But yeah, this is definitely a scary situation. So any final thoughts, MaloLi?
Really unfortunate overall. Yeah, I honestly, I think I speak for everyone when I say I wish that this didn't happen, and yeah, it's pretty much it. Like it really sucks, and it's not good for fans of the Cyberpunk and possibly Witcher games,
Yep. All right, moving on. This was big. So MaloLi, you and I, well, we like The Mandalorian, right?
Yeah.
There was a character introduced in The Mandalorian, who seems to be a pretty cool character. A lot of people like her, Cara Dune, and played by Gina Carano. But recently, she's been saying a bunch of dumb shit on Twitter, which caught Lucasfilm's eye, and like they gave her multiple chances. By the way, I just want to say that seems to be sort of ignored here. But they gave her multiple chances here, and then she kept saying stupid shit, and Lucasfilm's just like, bye-bye. Now, obviously, this caused a bunch of, like, controversy. Like, oh, no, they fired Gina Carano, and, she's a very prominent character in The Mandalorian. They announced Rangers of the New Republic, which is supposed to be a spin-off of The Mandalorian, and I think many people were, like, assuming that Cara Dune was going to be one of the characters in there. I even heard, I don't know if this is true, but I even heard that for the Disney investors meeting, they were like almost going to announce a Cara Dune series, but didn't because Gina Carano kept saying a bunch of stupid shit. She made tweets like saying, I think it was like being a Republican right now is like being a Jew in the Holocaust. It's like, what the fuck? Like that's fucking crazy. She also made tweets about how the election was rigged. She made tweets about masks, and she seems to be an anti-masker. I don't know, and a lot of people are mixed on this. A lot of people are saying, like, oh, she didn't deserve to be fired. A lot of people are siding with Lucasfilm and Star Wars and Disney here, being like, yeah, she fucking did. MaloLi, you look at this. Wait, no, I should probably say what I think. There's probably more to it than what we know. So I think, from what I've heard, she got numerous chances. And she kept on making these, like, fucking idiotic tweets. And, it's like, alright, you're done. So, I think, like, you give her chance after chance, time and time again. She doesn't cooperate. You gotta do something. But I could be wrong. There could be stuff I'm missing. But MaloLi, what do you think about this?
I'm kind of, I don't know, like, it's unfortunate that, she did those things, and I guess it's whether it's your personal opinion, whether or not she deserved to be fired. Obviously, I have my own opinions that I'm not going to share, but, I heard also that she's
why don't you...
What?
You mean your opinion on what
I don't want to get political.
Okay, but, like, opinion on whether or not she got fired, okay. I thought that's what you meant.
She did get fired.
Why?
Oh, yeah.
Whatever, keep going. You were about to say something, actually. About, like,
I was,
yeah.
What was I gonna say? No.
She said something else or something. You're about to say...
Did she get, like, hired? I swear she got, like, hired to do a show with, like, the Ben Shapiro or something. I saw that somewhere.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure, but I think you might be right. I don't know. I didn't look into that, but I don't know. It's definitely a messy situation. Yeah. And it does suck for the Mandalorian, because I mean, she was a pretty cool character, and it's just gonna be kind of strange just having her not in season 3, unless, I don't know, they might have already shot season 3. But even if they did, do they? It might not be a good look to leave her in there. But even then they have to go back and cut everything with her out, and it's a mess now. That is if they didn't shoot season 3. Yeah, if they didn't do that, then they can definitely work around that. But if they did, it's a mess. It's a messier mess. So yeah, it's and it's up for interpretation. I'm kind of struck down the middle here. I mean, I am more on the side of, like, she should be fired, but maybe there's more that I don't know. I'm missing. I might be missing some stuff. People say, like, this is free speech and you're censoring her. I don't think it's that. I think it's more like you're given like a platform. No, not that. You're given, like, a good opportunity here to be a part of Star Wars, possibly the biggest franchise in the world, and you're part of The Mandalorian, a show that is sort of kind of rejuvenating Star Wars, or at least the relationship between the Star Wars content and the fans of Star Wars. Like, The Mandalorian seems to be the first Star Wars thing in a while, unless you look at like Jedi Fallen Order or the Clone Wars. It's The Mandalorian is, like, the first Star Wars thing in a very long time that, like, 90% of Star Wars fans are in an agreement on being good.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so you're given a big, like, opportunity to be a part of that. So don't blow it. And she did kind of blow it. So yeah. Any final thoughts, MaloLi?
This sucks for, like, I guess, it's going to be difficult for them to, do the season and stuff. But I have been seeing some things like they can try to recast her. I don't know, like
Maybe.
It's not going to be the same, but
maybe they can find someone who looks like so much like her, it's just not even gonna matter. But like,
maybe.
it's I could almost sort of see them just forgetting about the character. I don't know. It's definitely a messy situation. What do you guys think, though?
You put it down below.
Yeah. Anyways, moving on to another topic. More, I guess, movie news. I don't know if I should call this a movie or a show because it is sort of being released in parts. But Zack Snyder's Justice League got a new trailer. Excuse me. And it got a trailer back at DC Fandom, and it had a lot of footage from the original cut, but obviously, like, it makes sense because you don't I don't think you want to show the new footage quite yet. You don't want to blow all that, But now they showed this new trailer, and it looks really good. And it has footage from the original cut, but also has new footage. There's new footage of like Black Suit Superman. There's new footage of Darkseid. You saw Darkseid there, and at the very end, we saw Jared Leto's Joker.
The Joker, he's back.
And it also got a release date. It got a release date of March, I think 18th, 19th, 18th. Yeah, that's the day before. Like the day after that, Falcon and the Winter Soldier premieres on Disney Plus. So that's gonna be kind of a busy week right there. But yeah.
Are you gonna do a cut comparison, or
what do you mean a cut comparison?
Just compare them, like, this one's better.
You mean Justice League and Falcon and the Winter Soldier?
Yeah.
No, the
No.
the two have like nothing to do with each other. Why would I?
No, like
or the original cut and the new cut.
Yeah.
That's not really the type of stuff I do on my channel. There'll definitely be, I mean, this cut will obviously be a better version than Zack Snyder, the original cut, because the main thing about the original Justice League is, like, it was Zack Snyder's movie, but then tragedy struck, he had to leave, and Joss Whedon came in, reshot a bunch of stuff, and you could see the reshoots, and there's tonal issues. Like, I hope you know, like, the difference between a Zack Snyder movie and a Joss Whedon movie, the difference is night and day there. The difference in tone, So it didn't mesh well. So now this is Zack Snyder's Justice League might even, I'm almost certain it's going to be a flawed film, or I guess like miniseries, whatever, in its own right. But at least it's going to be one person's vision. Like, that was the main problem with the original Justice League. It was not one person's vision. It was two very, like, completely different visions. And this is going to be one person's vision. And together, this is supposed to be 6 hours long. So it's not... They're releasing it in parts, I think, either 6 1-hour parts or 3 2-hour parts. I'm not entirely sure. But, yeah, and it looks really good. I wasn't blown away by the trailer, but definitely looks interesting. I'm a bit iffy on the whole aspect ratio thing. Kind of like all the trailers for this have been 4:3, and I sort of just like, what is this movie gonna be 4:3? If so, why? What's wrong with a normal aspect ratio for a movie? Well, I just seems a bit weird that they're doing 4:3. Maybe there's like a specific tone they want to catch with a 4:3 aspect ratio, but I don't quite understand it. MaloLi, you saw the trailer for Zack Snyder's Justice League. You saw like Jared Leto's Joker. You saw you saw Darkseid appear. You saw a whole bunch of cool stuff in that. What do you think about it?
I think it looks awesome. And I have HBO Max, so I'm gonna get to watch it.
You got it. You got HBO Max?
I do.
Nice.
I do have it.
Yeah.
And by got it, I mean borrowed Slash's account.
I see. I didn't know Slash had it. Huh.
Yeah, what a loser.
What a loser. He has HBO Max?
Yeah, anyways, the film is going to be awesome.
Yeah,
But, hopefully Jared Leto can, perform a good performance,
Yeah, he was there was, I realized, like, a lot of people hated Jared Leto in Suicide Squad, Jared Leto's Joker, but then once he was announced to come back in Justice League, everyone's all like, oh my god, really? I'm so excited, like, you guys changed your mind? But then I realized, like, it wasn't really, like, it's more like what they did with the character. I don't think it had anything to do with the performance or anything. So,
Ooh.
Yeah,
Awesome, he looks sick.
Yeah, he does.
Right.
So yeah, that was that on that. What do you guys think? Let me know down below, and I guess let us know down below. Because I'm not by myself here. Anyways, E3 didn't happen last year. For obvious reasons, the pandemic put a stop to it. And yeah, it was a big, the absence of E3 was definitely felt last year. And a lot of people were like clamoring for E3 to get canceled. They're like, E3's almost done, man. It's done. And I'm just sitting here like, why do you want it to fucking die? Like, I don't get it. I talked about this before though, so and it didn't happen. So now you had a bunch of game companies doing their own little sort of Nintendo Directs, and there wasn't like that 1 week window you had for E3. It was all over the place. It was all over the summer. You got Ubisoft doing like two or three different like of their own little Nintendo Directs, and it was like most of them had like nothing in them. You had like EA doing their EA Play, which they do anyways. You had Sony doing the PS5 showcase, which was pretty good. You had Microsoft doing the Xbox Game Showcase, but it was all over the place. It was just I miss the condensity. Is that a word? Yeah. I miss the condensity of E3. So now they're bringing it back.
Yeah.
They're bringing back E3. It's going to be an all-digital event. And, yeah, that's good. We got E3. It's not going to be a messy summer of random game reveals like last year was without E3. Go.
Also, it's going to be sick because the companies are going to be like, oh, we need to outdo the other companies. There's going to be competition. Yeah. It's always cool to see someone step up their game to like look cooler and better. And
to be quite fair, with E3, it was always like every company had their announcements planned in advance before they saw the other company's announcements. So, but
you still know that they're making the announcements. You gotta like try to do awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last year it was just like, okay, we'll reveal this when we want to. We'll have this presentation. Looking at Ubisoft, we'll have this presentation in July. We'll reveal like literally nothing, and we'll have another one in October where we actually reveal stuff. But right now, let's just do this one because E3 didn't happen. I guess we'll do it. It's like, no, just whatever. It's just it's all over the goddamn place with what it was like last year, and all digital. I think that's cool. It makes sense. Nintendo has been doing all digital since like 2013, so, but I don't think any other company, at least the last time there was E3, Microsoft, Bethesda, Ubisoft, Square, EA, maybe they aren't really a part of E3, but they hold their thing like the day before E3 starts anyway, so they're gonna have to go all virtual. Sony, who didn't do it last year, but they did it the year before, they're gonna have to go all virtual. But who cares? It's still gonna be just, if you're watching, unless you had plans to go to E3, you're gonna get the same out of watching it digitally as you would anyways. So I think this is cool. I'm happy E3 is back. There's E3 season is just a joy to just follow, if you know what I mean. It's great. And I'm happy it's back. The absence was sorely felt last year. MaloLi, any final thoughts?
Yeah, I think this is just gonna be like really cool. There's gonna be a lot of I don't know what the word is, more competition, maybe some cooler announcements, cooler presentations. Everyone's thinking to outdo each other, so maybe we'll see like who has the best stuff. There's gonna be a lot of cool stuff revealed and stuff, and we're gonna be able to like have a schedule, like, oh, this is this day, and it's gonna be a week or so of epicness.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited.
Yeah.
The MeCast E3 announcement. But me.
Alright.
MaloLi Pro confirmed. Woo. Yeah,
right.
Yeah, let's go.
Alright, so moving on. We got a Discord topic. And here were your topics. So if you want to be a part of deciding what we talk about on this podcast, what you do is you join the MeCast Discord server, linked in the description of both the audio and YouTube versions of this podcast. And there is a channel under request/Q&A called Podcast Topics. And what we do here is I send out like a poll of 3 topics, and you decide which one I talk about. Whichever topic has the most votes is the one I talk about. So this month, your 3 topics was bad game design or technical problems. Which is worse? So basically, a game bad by design or a game bad by a technical standpoint. Which is worse? When should you refuse to support a company? And the issue with games as a service. So the issue with games like Destiny, say. But the winner was bad game design or bad technical issues.
The winner, quotation marks.
Yeah, they all, every single topic got the same amount of votes. So me and MaloLi decided which one we were gonna.
No, I decided. I'm in charge.
Yeah, whatever. So bad game design versus bad technical performance. All right. I think now here I'll just go. Now, obviously, I made a video, a solo missions about Balan Wonderworld, which has awful game design. And I was thinking, like, you can't patch that because that's just how the game's designed. So that's what made me think of this topic. So yeah, I personally think a game being bad by design is worse, far worse than being bad by technical performance. Like, sure, when the game is like, so here's my take. when a game is bad by technical performance, that can mean like that can mean from the game is like, you know, glitchy, the game looks like shit, the game drops in frames, the game lags, to the game crashing, to the game not even like working, to the like not even being able to play the game. You can still patch that though. Like that is fixable. A game being bad by design means like in Balan Wonderworld recently, where you have a platformer, a 3D platformer, and every single button, alright, A, B, X, Y, your face buttons, and then your shoulder buttons, every single one of them jumps. That is terrible game design. And especially in a 3D platformer. You should never be playing a 3D platformer and think, wow, I could play this game with an Atari joystick. And it would probably be just as easy. So, and you can't fix that. You can't. That's not something you can just patch out. You can't, like, make the buttons do different things now. You know, like, that's how the game is designed. With glitches and crashes, that is definitely bad and will take you out of the game, definitely. But that's still fixable. It could still be the same game. You don't have to make a whole nother game, you know, in order to fix those issues. You can patch them. I say that like that's an easy thing. I'm sure it's not. But you could patch them. You can't patch out bad game design. MaloLi, what do you think?
You know, I think I agree. I agree with you, because we kind of talked about this a little bit beforehand, you know, when we had to decide what we were talking about. And yeah, I agree. It's definitely easier to patch something than to completely, like, revamp it, you know?
Yeah.
It's like changing the sheet on a bed versus, like, getting a new bed. You know? It's
yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to do. And, like, let's say worst case situation, that your game won't even turn on. Like, at least you will at some point be playing something good, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like
you look at Cyberpunk, a recent example of kind of both. I don't agree with the bad game design, but many people have a problem with the way the game is designed. Kind of, it's more of a problem with, like, there are many things promised in the game that didn't end up being there, but, like, at least when you have, like, when you fix all those patches and everything, the game will still be playable. Sure, this promised features still won't be there, like, things that you can't just patch into the game, but at least you can play the game and it won't run like shit, alright? And, like, the game's not designed poorly. The game, it's not like, you know, every button does the same thing. The game just has technical issues. And you can fix that, and you'll eventually have at least a decent game. If the game is bad by design, like, all hope is lost. So, like, you have to really, really work around the bad game design in order to fix it, you know. So, yeah, any final thoughts, MaloLi?
Yeah, like I said, it's easier to patch something than to revamp something. It's just, you know, sorry, I had something in my throat there. I think I had a froggy boy in my throat, you know. But, yeah, but it's a lot easier to patch than to, you know, revamp. As I've said, it's, you know, hopefully in the case of games that are like, I don't know, in the case of games that are like patched, like they used to be really glitchy, I think people would rather play the patched version than a game that's just straight up bad, you know?
Yeah.
You know. Yeah.
Nah, I got you. All right, so we're gonna move on from that, and we got one final topic. Yeah, I think this is the final topic. The Last of Us. Fantastic first game, sort of divisive second game. Then it swept the Game Awards. Many people got mad, but wanted to bring that up. I don't want to get into it, but I just want to say I was watching the Game Awards, and I was like, part of me really wants to see The Last of Us 2 win, just to see the outcry from gamers, and it won, and I got to see the outcry. But anyways, there was an HBO series announced, live action HBO series announced to be, and the showrunner was, I don't remember the name of him, but it's the same showrunner behind Chernobyl, and I know Chernobyl is like a largely beloved property. So making a Last of Us HBO series is definitely interesting. A movie could have worked, but I guess a show works better. Like basically, Last of Us, if there's any game, I'm gonna say if there's any game that would translate the best into a movie or a show, it's probably The Last of Us, because it's basically already a movie that you can play, almost. Like, it's more story driven and everything, and so we recently got casting announced, some new casting announced for the show. And there are many rumors of Mahershala Ali was gonna be Joel, and I mean, I don't want to be that person, but not too many people seem to point this out. But Mahershala Ali is he's black. Joel is not black. They look nothing alike. That would sort of be miscasting. I know Mahershala Ali is a great actor. Not saying that. I'm not saying he isn't. But that wouldn't be great. That wouldn't be good casting at all. But we didn't get Mahershala Ali. We got Pedro Pascal as Joel, and I didn't think of that. I really didn't. But I can see it now. I really could. In case you guys don't know, Pedro Pascal was he's the Mandalorian. Though that probably does. If you don't know what he looks like, that probably doesn't help. But if you've seen Wonder Woman 1984, he was Maxwell Lord in that. And I don't know, what else did he appear in? Whatever.
I'm sure.
I don't know. But MaloLi, what do you think about Pedro Pascal as Joel in The Last of Us?
I can kind of see a resemblance. He seems to be a pretty okay actor. I haven't seen that much of his stuff, but he's pretty good in The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
I'm excited, and hopefully he does it justice. He kills it. Mm-hmm. I'm rooting for you, Pedro. I'm rooting for him, DPX.
Yeah, but that's not all we got, definitely. We weren't just gonna...
No, it is not.
We got, Ellie. Person playing Ellie was casted, and it is Bella Ramsey, who, I'm not too familiar with her. I do know she was in Game of Thrones. I never watched Game of Thrones, though. I don't know the name of her character, but, like, I've definitely seen this character's face before. So the character looks familiar. She looks familiar. I can sort of see her as Ellie. I haven't seen Game of Thrones, so therefore I don't think I've seen anything with Bella Ramsey in it. I'm sure she's great. So I can't quite say, like, sure she looks like Ellie, but I can't quite say if she'll, like, if you need, like, if you're gonna cast people for a Last of Us live action series, like, The Last of Us has a bunch of shit going on in it. Like, people gotta, like, really, like, act act if they're gonna do this in live action. Like
Yeah.
it's like really dramatic. It's almost like an apocalypse. Like the end of the world almost. So if that means that they are really confident in Pedro Pascal to give like a dramatically really good performance as Joel, and they're confident in Bella Ramsey to give a dramatically really good performance as Ellie. And obviously, Bella Ramsey is a part of Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones is HBO, and so is a series. So they must know that she's good. I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. I know like nothing about Game of Thrones. I think Pedro Pascal might have been in Game of Thrones. I think I might have heard that somewhere. Not sure though.
I think he was.
I have no idea, but please tell me down below if I'm right or I'm just speaking out of my ass.
He was.
He was? Yeah, okay, so there we go. Game of Thrones. Don't know who he was, but whatever. Seems interesting casting. Interested to see. I'm interested to see how they will do this series. Like, will the first season be like the first game, and then the second season will be the second game? Is there gonna be a third season? If so, like, there's no Last of Us 3. So I mean, like, I don't know. Or I didn't think of this. What if the first season is the first game? The second season is there's like a DLC story for the first game. So what if the second season is that, and then the third season is the second game? Or what if they just prolong the story and just make like the first season's half the first game? Whatever. MaloLi, what do you think about the casting and just this Last of Us HBO series?
No, I think it looks pretty good. I think it looks pretty good. I'm excited for the show because it's on HBO Max, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I have that. Yeah,
I'm
gonna watch it. Yeah, I'm gonna watch the show. I'm gonna like the show.
HBO Max has some like interesting stuff coming to it. I just want to like point this out. Like obviously it's got the whole movies. It's got all the movies and everything. With the day and date movie theater thing, but also you look at a lot of the shows. It's got. I mean, technically, you can count Zack Snyder's Justice League. It's got The Last of Us. It's got that Peacemaker show. Excuse me, with John Cena in it. He's the dude in, like, the red and blue dude you saw in the Suicide Squad trailer. Yeah, he's getting his own show. There's a lot of cool stuff coming to HBO Max. I can see.
Yeah.
So yeah. And before we end this, whenever I have a guest on here, I try to sort of promote them. MaloLi, you haven't really been making any like videos lately, so I'm not quite sure if I can really promote you. But anything you want to plug here, MaloLi?
I'm thinking I'm okay. Alright. Yeah, go watch the tournament. It is next. Oh wait, I mean, I guess it's this Saturday.
Yeah.
It is.
Well, we keep saying it's this Saturday before like the update video on the MeCast that says it's Saturday. By the time by the time that update video on the MeCast comes out, like the fact that it's on Saturday will be common knowledge.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, go watch the tournament. Go unsubscribe from Captain Caesar. What else? Oh, subscribe to MaloLi. Subscribe to Ghostbuster. Subscribe to, everyone in the MeCast. Subscribe to my friends, yeah, that's pretty much it. And
I meant is there anything of yours that you'd like to plug, but or whatever. I think
okay. I'm gonna be making a diss track on Captain Caesar.
Alright, good. Good. Okay, so I think that'll do it for this episode of DPX Talks for about an hour. MaloLi, thank you so much for joining me today. Yeah, if you're on YouTube, go to my SoundCloud and come follow me. I don't even think you have to watch. You have to consistently listen to my podcasts. I think you just gotta follow me, and that helps out enough. The algorithm on there is different from YouTube. But if you're on SoundCloud, go over to YouTube and subscribe to my channel, because the algorithm on there is, YouTube's algorithm. So go and hit the subscribe button. Link in the description below of both the SoundCloud and YouTube versions. So you can just go down below. And thanks MaloLi once again for joining me, and we'll be back again next. We'll be back again next month for another episode of DPX Talks for about an hour. There might be 2 episodes next month, because thinking of doing like a spoiler episode of the podcast for WandaVision, maybe, as that should be over next month. So
can I be in it?
Maybe.
Yay!
So yeah, see you guys.